Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to try, Alyssa and I are going to try to break the world's record at popping a watermelon with rubber bands. Ready?
I'm ready.
I don't know if I can hold my belly in this long. I know somebody's going to write it. And that's him holding his belly in. We'll probably fast forward some of this so you don't have to stay here and watch it. So we're killing time. I'll tell you our story a little bit, yes, something to talk about. Alyssa started stalking me about 6 years ago.
But I knew him a long time ago.
Yeah.
We went to school and church together.
Yeah. It's a good story, actually. We had our two separate stories. She had her family, and I had mine. Mine consisted of marrying my high school girlfriend, had a baby, not necessarily in that order, but that's what happened. And then a year later, it wound up being just me and my daughter. And it was just her and I for 3 years. And I met another girl and got married and had a baby, and she left me. So it was just me and the two kids.
Should have been a red flag, but it wasn't.
Yeah, for about 15 years. The kids become grown, have their own families, and then I resigned myself to being alone the rest of my life, being a grandpa and just a dad, and that's it. Alyssa had other plans. She had, you want to tell your story? You want me to tell it?
You're on a roll. Go ahead.
She had gotten married out of high school, had 2 kids of her own. Her sister was a junkie and therefore Alyssa had to raise 4 of her kids as well for a period of time, a long period. Since then, her sister is an amazing person, success story, super awesome person. We love and are so proud of her, Jessie, and her kids are all grown and we're all grandparents now. So
it wasn't overnight. It took her about 25 years, but she's clean now.
It was a rough couple of decades for her, but she did pull up and pull out, and now she's mentoring young girls going through the same stuff. Amazing story. But after Alyssa's kids got grown, she realized she was in a bad marriage. Not a bad guy, we're not bashing her exes, but it was a bad marriage. It wasn't a good setup. So she left, got her independence, and she come across me on Facebook. We had gone to school together. We knew of each other, we didn't really know each other, went to church together. And I teased her about stalking me, but she initiated and asked me something on Facebook. We started talking. And of course she couldn't resist me. Threw out my charm and my smile.
And you're pretty funny.
And pretty funny. You know, it wasn't my physique. We got her. But anyway, that's her story. So now, fast forward, and so we got together. We got how many kids? Anything including? We got.
I have 3, and you have 2.
We got 5 kids. She has 4 others. Some of the 4 still call her mom. So it's like we got more. We got 9 natural grandchildren of the 2 of us. They are all awesome, except for that one, Patrick. He's a little.
Patrick's adorable.
We don't know about him yet. No, they're all awesome. They keep us busy. I like to say they keep us young, but I think they just age us like crazy. We love it when they come, and we love it when they go. There's nothing better to see them coming or going. My phone is ringing. Cut. So, let's talk about our page. The How to Dad page. People got a whole lot of different ideas of what that's about. And I really don't know what it's about. I primarily made that page. I had a page called How to Redneck. It got stolen from me. And someone else stole it you make money on these videos. That's why we do the videos. And they stole all my content and stole the page. So I made this page, How to Dad, thinking, well, we have a lot of young parents in our family that ask us stuff all the time. What do you do about this? What do you do about that? We'll just give them the benefit of what little we know, which is more than them, but not as much as our parents. So I thought, well, you know, we'd do that. There's a lot of young parents that don't have an old people to ask. So I thought we'd do that. Well, it got to be something different. It got to be where it's just kind of funny. There's, you know, a lot of memes, obviously. But it's definitely not an anti-woman page. I tell people, if that's what you think it is, you need to unfriend this page and then follow the page. Because I am completely pro-woman. I was raised by a woman. My sisters are women. My grandmothers were women. I raised one by myself, who's an amazing woman. My wife is a woman. My granddaughters are women, or will be. I have nothing but respect for ladies and women, even though I joke and tease sometimes, lightheartedly. And I do that with the guys too, with the boys, grandsons. My little pallbearers is what I call them. If I'm in a mood, I call them my little grand monsters. But the page is definitely not. It is pro-father. It is, you know.
And pro-mother.
Absolutely pro-mother as well.
If he messes up, I'm here to correct him.
Absolutely. That's just, thank goodness, story of my life. It happens daily. Yeah. What she said, we'll edit this out for that. There is a lot of fathers out there. I was a single dad, so there's a lot of dads out there who get the short end of the stick, especially years ago when I was doing it. It was almost unheard of to get that, and I was treated like a terrible person when all I was trying to do was what was right. So I know there's a lot of dads out there like that too. Talk about dads for just a minute.
He jumped through every hoop.
I jumped through every hoop. I get especially frustrated when you hear young men cry the woes about how they're a victim of the judicial system, and they can't see their kid. Most of that, there's some that's true, and that's so wrong, and it's terribly sad. But many of those young men aren't willing to jump through whatever hoops they got to jump through. I was going to jump through any and every hoop I had to go through. I was going to sacrifice anything I had to sacrifice. I told my lawyer, I'll give any amount of money for maintenance, whatever it takes. I'll go to any counseling. It was said that I drank too much at the time. That's what my exes was able to argue. And I probably did drink too much, but it wasn't that much. But I just said, well, that's a non-issue. I'll never drink around my kids. And
He still doesn't to this day.
my daughter's 34 years old, 35 years old. She's our oldest.
Well, Nathan is oldest.
Well, yeah, Nathan's 36. It's her oldest. And you're right. Sorry, Nathan. And I still don't drink around them. It's a non-issue. But my point is,
These are smaller.
yeah, they are.
Skinnier.
You know, if I couldn't afford to fight for my daughter and do all the things I did for my son. You could put them in braces and doctors and go to court and counseling and have toys and motorcycles and vacation and a boat, you know. So I just took care of business, took care of my kid. I'm not saying I did anything special. I'm just saying I don't want to hear somebody crying their woes when they're sitting there saying they can't afford to keep up with court costs and pay child support when they have a $30,000 motorcycle or a $20,000 boat
Losing it.
or a drug problem. That's not okay. That's all BS. I call BS full blown on that. Now, if you're doing anything you can, and there's a lot of guys out there that are doing it, and if you're out there struggling, you keep doing it. It will pay off. And before you know it, the kids are all grown,
And you got grandkids.
and you get grandkids. Now they need trouble. Now they're, you know.
We're not there yet. We're right in between there.
Yeah. The grandkids become teenagers. I would imagine they become teenage shits like we were and our kids were, and most teenagers are. We'll ride them through it. We'll be the best grandparents they know how to have. We're not going to be enablers, though.
Just do our best.
Yeah. It's hard not to enable. You love them so much, you want to do so much for them, you can love your kid to death. Sometimes what they need is a strong hand, a mentor, a guider.
Sometimes they just need a listening ear.
Not true. That's what you're for.
I'm getting nervous. This thing hasn't moved at all, though.
It's gonna blow. I'm telling you, I see it sinking in now.
Should we have safety goggles on?
I have glasses on. Why do you think I'm wearing my glasses? You want glasses?
No, I'm okay.
All right, I'll get them. Don't pop while I'm going. She's gonna blow any minute. Check this out. I almost hear it popping.
I cannot believe this thing's still hanging on.
It won't be hanging on much longer. Yes, on the How To Dad page, I like to post inspirational content, memes, funny. I love the funny. I'm a comedian a long time. Love the funny. You know, try not to get too political, but try to be supportive to everybody, young men and women, older men and women.
Well, we're not all supposed to be the same.
Exactly.
It's okay to be friends with someone and not believe exactly the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Back in our parents' day, before Facebook and social media, you didn't even know how your neighbors felt necessarily. They didn't share. Those were considered intimate details, and you didn't share them. Sometimes a husband and wife wouldn't share with one another. Usually you knew how your spouse felt about things, but you didn't always talk about politics with the neighbors or your friends.
My mom would never tell us if she was a Democrat or a Republican.
Yeah.
She said it wasn't our business.
Nowadays, it's everybody's
Everybody
business.
knows.
If you don't believe the way I believe, you're wrong.
I'm not sure if we're going to have enough for real.
You can take it.
I'm going to have to run through the house and gather up stray rubber bands.
Ain't gonna last much longer. Look at that.
I would have thought it would pop by now. Oh, it's cracking over here
Ready to blow.
like a reel.
You hear it?
I can see it. The crack is this long.
Oh my. Look at that. Oh. Oh my goodness. That. Whoa. Oh my gosh. That was great. Oh wow.
Oh, it's so juicy.
Oh,